Hello everyone. Quick announcement before we get into the reading. I just wanted to let everyone know that I have started two things. One is my Patreon site where I will be uploading all of the extended portions of the videos, the in-depth look of the videos and readings. Sometimes when I do the clarifying cards, and I put a bit of extra material. All of that is now going to be over on Patreon, as well as I've finally been able to start my tarot and oracle deck unboxing and review series. And I'm going to be starting to unbox various tarot decks, review them in depth with you, and each month these decks will be given away in a monthly member giveaway. So in order to be eligible for the giveaway, you just have to join my Patreon site, and the cost of being a patron over there, I just ask for $1 a month, and that's it. There's one tier, one amount to join, and it's just a way, just simply a way for me to be able to facilitate these reviews and to be able to give out these beautiful decks. The more people join, the more patrons I have, the more decks I will review each month, and the more decks I will give away. So for those of you who want to see the unboxing, go straight to the link. I'll include the link here and in the description box, and you'll find out more information about the series and my Patreon site there. Or you can go directly to my Patreon site and see the extended unboxing and review video there. All right, guys, thank you so much. And without further ado, straight to the reading. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to be doing the August love reading for the sign of Scorpio. All right, Scorpios, my regulars and subscribers, thank you very much for coming back to my channel and watching this video. Cross watchers, thank you for watching my videos and coming back. You're always welcome. Those of you new to my channel, thank you also for stopping. Perhaps something in this reading will resonate with you also, and you will decide to like, subscribe, maybe comment below. We're going to get right into it. My regulars know we're going to get two angel oracle cards out for your reading today, Scorpio, to look at the two energies in this love relationship, or this relationship that you're looking to find love in, perhaps. Maybe it's even a relationship you're trying to get away from, right? We'll see. So the first card out, Scorpio, is religious factors, right? So how you were raised, your upbringing, your social or cultural beliefs, right? Your social or religious beliefs, right? The community that you were in, all of that is factoring in to your love life right now. Let's move this down a bit. Right? So that's quite interesting. And then we have children. So children are factoring into your relationship as well. So interesting as well. So this could be something, certainly something to do with a family. But again, I don't like to speculate. My regulars know that I don't like to speculate. I like to first get this spread out, and that's exactly what we're going to do. At the bottom of the deck, we do have romantic feelings, right? So somebody does have romantic feelings for someone, perhaps you for someone, or someone has romantic feelings for you. All right, there could be multiple scenarios. But let's get right into your 9-card spread, Scorpio, and figure out what this is all about for you this August. What's going on with my lovely Scorpios this August period? Show me. Now this reading's not going to resonate with every Scorpio out there. Please remember, this is for Scorpios with Sun, Moon, Venus rising, right, in Scorpio. Could be other placements in your chart, so that may resonate with other readings. So I encourage you to check that out as well. All right. But But if it does resonate with you, great. Take what you can, and what doesn't fit to your scenario, just enjoy throwing that away, all right? So we're going to get right into it. The first card out is Wheel of Fortune. This card has been coming out for quite a few of the readings. 8 of Cups. A lot of 8s have been coming out lately as well. A lot of boundary issues people are going through. And you have Page of Swords energy. All right. And we have 6 of Wands. Seems like a victory is going to come in of sorts, right? And then we have the Justice card at the very center. So that makes a lot of sense when we talk about children and religious factors. Certainly some of you are going to be going through a divorce or a separation, something that's going to involve the courts. We have Empress energy. She has come out. Our beautiful Divine Feminine has come out for several of the readings this August as well. Here we have a 7 of Cups. Death. Total transformation coming out at the bottom of the deck. Supporting that justice energy, and at the top that desire to move towards more boundaries and relationships. And you end your reading with the Fool. That's you. The Fool always represents the querent or the person that you're reading for, showing up in their own reading. If you are a Leo and the Leo card shows up, we say that you're showing up in your own reading, right? So when the Fool comes in, that means you are, you're showing up in your own reading. This is not sign specific or gender specific. It is specific to the person who's getting their cards read. It's a bit of a glare there. Let's see if I can hopefully fix that a bit. All right, well, we're gonna leave it for now. I'll show you that card in a little bit. All right, so at the bottom of the deck here, we have Ace of Cups, Scorpio. So there's love involved, right? There's a lot of love, an outpouring of love, I would say, with this relationship. Certainly could be this relationship or maybe another relationship. We'll see. Let's get right into your reading, and then we will unfold this story, okay? So we have Wheel of Fortune coming out at the top. That means that right now everything's kind of aligned in your favor, Scorpio. Everything is kind of in its place for you to get the most out of all kinds of opportunities. Wheel of Fortune also oftentimes, it can indicate opportunities for wealth and abundance, right? But it can also indicate opportunities for healing. So for instance, if you have a family matter or if you have an old relationship or a friendship that still needs to have some mending, right? Or some building of bridges, some communication fixed, right? When all of the factors are in line for that to work, that can be a Wheel of Fortune moment as well, right? It's like, you talk to somebody and they're going through something with somebody else, and you say to them, well, did you talk about it? And they say to you, well, no, the time wasn't right. The feeling wasn't right. I wasn't ready. So those are the times when everything isn't aligned for you, but now everything is. And so if you are dealing with a scenario that's involving children perhaps, or an ex, now is the time to kind of, depending on, you will know if this resonates with you, Scorpio. You will know. And certainly, whatever the case may be, this is an obvious energy. So for those of you who are resonating with it, you're going to see where in your lives things are kind of lining up to make it seem as though, oh, wow, this is like perfect timing, right? This is a perfect scenario, right? So if that's happening for you in your life, then that would indicate an opportunity coming in that you probably should take. Certainly if it's an opportunity you've been waiting for a long time, because it certainly indicates that everything is favorable for a fortuitous outcome. 8 of Cups is coming in, so as well, you're going through a period right now where you've kind of realized that you need to have more boundaries in relationships. Not only boundaries, but you need to know you need to be more set about what it is that you need in a relationship. 8 is the number for boundaries, restrictions, discipline. It's also the number for knowing, it's the number for strength, right? Strength and weakness, therefore. Major Arcana 8 is the Leo card, strength. And so here the figure has learned, right? He's got the red coat of wisdom, which indicates that he's learned from his past relationships what is not working, right? Or what didn't work. Now, Oftentimes that is a case of boundaries, right? Criteria, setting certain standards, right? But whatever the case may be, this individual has certainly learned what doesn't work, and he's making a conscientious effort to get away from that, to get away from the type of relationships that he knows, or he or she knows haven't worked for them before in the past. Maybe they were too shallow, or they just didn't go deep enough. They just didn't have the criteria that this individual needed, right? And I think that's what you're dealing with right now. It could be that you've been very intentional about trying not to get into the same type of relationships that you've gotten into before. And you're being very conscientious about that right now. So if a new relationship is coming into your life, or a new love is coming into your life, you're being very, very careful to make sure that this person is not just a copy of the past, right? It's just not like a revisiting of all of these cups that you've decided you don't want anymore. You're moving away from that. Page of Swords is in, so there's a communication coming in. Page of Swords, interesting, has come right out over the Children card, the Angel Oracle card for children, and it can indicate children coming in, wanting to talk with you. It's a message of some sorts, though, right? Page of Swords is a message. It's usually like someone coming in, they want to discuss something with you. They want to hash something out with you, right? Swords is certainly a communication. Swords is all about communication anyway. So a Page of Swords is, when a Page of Swords comes in, it's always going to be about some kind of idea. It could be about a situation as well, but it's a proposal. It's something that they want to kind of pick your brain about, or talk with you about, right? And hash out with you. And on the back of that, or end of that, is a victory coming in. So now when we talk about children, it could very much be that you are going through something with a, like I said earlier, a court scenario, or separation or divorce. It could be some kind of like legal scenario that you're going through. It could be trying to get child support, trying to get custody, right? And interestingly enough, also, I want to say that it could be that perhaps, usually in cases like that, maybe DHS is involved, right? And so you may have had to have certain things that you may have had to do, right? Sometimes when these situations come up, it's like you also have to fulfill certain criteria to get a favorable decision. And I feel like this Eight of Cups is representative of that. So for some of you, you've turned away from all of the things that were keeping you from your children. Right? You've turned away from either an abusive relationship, or a bad relationship, or a bad living circumstance, right? Whatever the case may be, you've done the work to turn your back on that, because you know you needed to turn your back on that in order to have a favorable outcome here with this. So that's going to be just for some of you. Some of you, it's certainly about relationships and love relationships as well, right? And for some of you, you've made that step to also get away from specifically love relationships that didn't serve your purpose anymore. And so this victory is going to come in for some of you as well. It could be that you have a message again from the children or from the family to let you know. It's going to be like a little self-esteem booster. It may be something like, if you haven't spoken to your children in quite some time, you may be able to speak with them, and they kind of boost your self-esteem and tell you, yes, they miss you if you've been apart from them. Or it could even be that even if you haven't been apart from them, but you've been in kind of maybe a legal battle or what have you, it's just like this message comes in just to let you know that, you know, it's whatever the message is, it's something to let you know that you're doing well, that they care about you. And so it gives you this kind of little victory. It gives you a public victory as well. So for some of you who have been dealing with a situation perhaps where somebody's kind of been dogging you out, or they've been dogging you out in front of the children, talking about you in bad in front of the children, or making you out to look like the bad parent. We know how these situations go, right? I want to say for some of you, this victory is going to be quite public. So it's like those people who made it seem like you're the bad guy, it's almost as if information is going to come out that shows that That's not quite true. And in fact, it's going to feel like a vindication, and everybody's going to see like, oh wow, you know, Scorpio was right. Scorpio was doing the right thing, and it's actually the other person who's kind of like just been talking bad about them or what have you, right? So this is going to feel quite nice, and it's going to have a lot of impact, I think, on this legal scenario, right? This legal scenario, interestingly enough, above it you have the Eight of Cups, and below it you have Death. So Death is underneath all of this. So this impetus to change and have like a transformation in your life is like, that's kind of like the, I want to say that's the energy that's kind of pushing all of this along behind the scenes, right? There is something happening, certainly with Wheel of Fortune, there's something happening, and it's like your life right now is meant to be completely transformed. So it could be for some of you who've been dealing with this Justice card for a long time, like this battle. It may be that right now you're just on the cusp of it all kind of changing, right? Either coming to fruition and you getting your judgment favorable for you or what have you, but whatever, it's kind of all coming to a head, and it's going to be a really big change with this Death card underneath. For some of you, Empress is coming in, right? So some of you this month, you're feeling extremely kind of like nurturing. Empress has come out for a lot of the readings this month. And I want to say that overall, everybody's kind of feeling like in this mood of wanting to pamper themselves, right? Take care of themselves, nurture themselves. I think a lot of people, you know, things happen collectively in society, right? And I think that collectively there's a certain percentage of you out there over the last year or so who've just had a really rough way to go. You've been in really, you know, tricky situations, difficult situations. There have been Mercury retrogrades that have been quite difficult for some of you. And I'm not an astrologer. There are better, certainly real proper like professional astrologers out there who can tell you much more about it. But I do know that as far as the tarot is concerned, when I look over my readings and my logs, because I log my readings, I can see that there certainly was a trend. And now a lot of people are bouncing back from that, and you're certainly bouncing back from that, Scorpio. So some of you Scorpios out there feeling really beautiful right now. You're feeling really like physically, like you feel confident, you're feeling confident, you know what I mean? You're feeling like, and it's just kind of snowballing. So you're also, that kind of self-esteem and feeling good is also making you want to do more nice things for yourself, pamper yourself. And I think that this is really, really good energy. It's like almost learning as well. It's like a, you know, you guys collectively are all making, like we collectively are all making that kind of the shift of understanding and knowing that sometimes you know, many times you have to stop and really start to look after yourself, right? And make yourself kind of the important one, nurture yourself, right? And so with that as well, I think for some of you, you're also, doors are kind of opening up in terms of what you could be dreaming now. Because I think a lot of your relationships or love, certainly for the Scorpios who are resonating with this message, right? You may not have been in a really happy relationship for quite some time, right? The ones you were in the past were like not satisfactory. And then also you've been kind of dealing with this legal issue. And like I said, with children involved, it's almost like some of you just haven't had a personal life for a while. And okay, religious factors may be involved in that too, because it may be just the way that you were raised, that you just don't feel comfortable being with anyone until this has been properly settled, right? But for some of you, you're starting to daydream about what could be again, right? You're starting to have dreams, perhaps where before you didn't think it was possible for you to have a new life. Some of you are starting to really daydream about the possibility of new life because of all these changes. Certainly for you all who have gotten like this judgment come through in your favor, right? You've gotten this kind of self-nurturing boost as well. For those, that's it. The next step is kind of like, oh wow, well now I start to have like all of these, you know, now some of these dreams I thought were never open to me are open to me. I'm kind of free from this relationship or whatever this responsibility or tie was here. It's all been settled, right? For some of you, certainly the victory is in with the children. So it's like you feel more confident to kind of really dream bigger, The one thing with Seven of Cups, I would say, though, is that there is a bit of a warning with Seven of Cups to be careful what you wish for, right? Because a lot of the things that are in those cups are quite, you know, some of it is like things you'll just never get. So there's a sense of delusion here sometimes, you know, like a castle and riches and like victory over death and a vanity, you know, staying young forever. And some of these kind of dreams, you know what I mean? So some of these dreams, some of these cups that this individual is daydreaming for themselves are not realistic, right? And so just be careful. And I'm not saying that your dreams aren't realistic, Scorpio, not at all, but I'm just saying that that is the warning that's inherent with this card as well. But I think right now it's just a case of you just dreaming or believing in yourself. Certainly for some of you, and just believing that there's certain dreams or goals that you up until now didn't think was possible for you that is very much possible for you now. Okay? And so as a result of this, a lot of you guys are going through this major transformation, right? And I think certainly for some of you guys, this love is coming in as a result of it. This like absolutely new cup of love. You do have romantic feelings for someone. I think for some of you, until this scenario was settled, you just didn't want to tell them perhaps about it. Or, you know, you weren't feeling so much like, you know, you wanted to make sure that this would come out in your favor before you started something else, right? And so, yeah, with the Wheel of Fortune turning, it's like the perfect timing now. It's like some of you are having real perfect timing right now. And then I feel like with the Fool coming in as well, this is the reason why I feel like this love is just right around the corner for you, because the Fool shows up to let you know that you're about to start like a whole new stage in your life, a whole new stage in your journey, your life path. And so it's like, be ready, be conscious right now, keep your eyes wide open, because whenever the Fool shows up in a reading, the Fool is letting us know that we need to pay attention to everything that's happening right now, because what's happening right now is quite important. It's important to your learning, right? It's important to your being able to get the most out of this situation, because you're coming out of another part of your life. This is all kind of closing up, right? Certainly with death here. Everything that's been kind of associated with this scenario, maybe this legal scenario, maybe some of these relationships up here as well. All of that's going to be well behind you once this death comes in, right? You're really going to like a whole new stage in your life. And then when you begin that portion of the stage, right? Or, excuse me, that portion of the switch, I want to say, like the switch over from this life to like the beginning of your new life almost. It's like this Ace of Cups is just waiting for you. It's almost as if like for some of you who haven't had this relationship, it's like your perfect person is just waiting for you right around that next corner. That's what it feels like to me, you know. It's like you're about to turn a corner and you'll never come back down this street again. And when you turn a corner, it's almost like your perfect kind of scenario, or certainly a really deep love is waiting for you. All right, so I'm going to call it, guys. Scorpio, this is your August love reading. For those of you who want to go a little bit deeper into the reading, you can follow me over on Patreon and become a patron over there. It's $1 a month to become a patron. It's just a nominal amount just to show your support. And over there, I'm going to be doing the extended portion of this reading where we pull another 9 Thoth cards and we pull your 2 Sacred Rebel Oracle cards, and we look at that as well for August. But for right now, for those of you who resonated with this, if you'd like to subscribe or share your video, comment, hit the like button. All of these things help my channel grow and help me do more and more of these videos, and more certainly of the unboxings and the giveaways. All right, but right now, Scorpio, you know how much I love you. You guys have a wonderful August, and I will see you mid-August for the mid-month love check-in. Bye-bye now.